crowded at the gas station right before I went out and claimed my. It was just $26. It wasn't a whole lot. I've won like $250 before. So, um, I guess what would classify as a big one, like 350. It's a really nice night. So I just played the Texas two-step. Is uh, Played like $12 on that one. It's gonna be $650,000 jackpot. Uh, and played some Cash 5 tickets for tonight. So yeah, just putting it down the pipe. But then I get like another $12 this Thursday. So for to go get a beer or whatever. I'm not really supposed to be having a beer right now, but it's a really nice night, so I decided to go have a beer in the neighborhood. But there's not really like a place to sit down or anything. The tennis court and basketball courts in ruins, and I mean they have some benches in the neighborhood, but I always like coming to the school, the old preschool, because it's closed and it's right by the road, and it doesn't really have a nice seating area. It has like basically some bricks laid down and stuff, and so always feels like home. Yeah, well, it is home, but it always feels like home too. At the same time. Um, I took some pictures of the dilapidated tennis court and basketball court and volleyball court from 1983 when this place opened. Just for my memories, because it's kind of like my childhood memories, because I came here 30 years ago when I was 15. Well, I guess my teenage memories, but still, of playing basketball and stuff. So I took pictures of it just in case they tear it down soon, the neighborhood association. So, and us residents tear it down to build something hopefully better. Hopefully it's not something shittier. So, yeah, I guess when they tear something old down, the idea is that whatever you build next is better. But I don't think that always 130% happens all the time. Usually it is better whatever they build the next thing, but sometimes they could replace something with shit too. They could replace something great with shits as well. So it just depends on how it all goes. Yeah, it was crowded at the Quickie Mart tonight. Damn. It was funny because the guy looked like he couldn't. He seemed like he wasn't expecting it, and I was in line first, and then it was like all these people came in. It was like 4 kids, and then there was a dude, and then there was like a whole shitload of people came in all of a sudden, like randomly. It was cool. Okay, we got the skaters getting on to action tonight. It's a really breezy night. The humidity comes, and then tomorrow's going to be basically unbearable. The heat's going to be so bad. So the nights are really going to come alive in North Houston, Spring, Texas, Houston, Texas in general, I guess. So that's either a good thing or a bad thing. So yeah. Well, the liquor store closed, so that's the end of that traffic. Yeah, but it's like a Tuesday night. It's not really like party night per se. tomorrow Bella is going to go to the vet and get some shots. And then we're supposed to like put bug stuff around the house and clean the house up. And then it's supposed to be one of the most awful heat days, 97 degrees, a record-breaking day tomorrow. So we'll probably be inside most of the day. And then the pool is still fucking closed. So that's gay. Um, yeah, I don't know why Harris County Health closed our pool down, but I sent the information request inquiry, and then Harris County told me I don't need to know, or they're not going to tell me, or they don't have to answer my questions. So I was like, okay. All right. Well, I was just wondering why they shut down the pool. And they said, well, we don't have to answer any of your questions. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm nobody important. But I'm like, I would just put the inquiry in there just to see if they would, somebody would tell me what was going on. But they didn't tell me shit. So, oh, well. I guess I'll just find out one day. I'll see the people taking the locks off and doing the cleaning and doing the work or whatever, and then one day I'll say, hey, the pool's open. But we're coming up on Memorial Day weekend, and we're in that fucking heat wave, and they closed the fucking pool down. So we had a really bad hurricane in Houston last year. It was called Hurricane Beryl, and it took out the power grid for like 7 days. It was hot, humid, and miserable. And so the temperature of the Gulf waters is already 80 degrees. So it's already super warmed up. So I think our hurricane season is going to be fucking crazy. I think it's going to be maybe even worse than last year. So, I mean, I hope not. Oh shit, was someone like racing to the liquor store real quick? And he's like, oh shit, it's 10 minutes after, fuck. Or they could, or oh no, maybe it's at the vape shop. But yeah. So it's a nice night and everything. Just gonna have one beer. I'm not gonna have two or whatever. I don't have any more money than two. And my mom would get worried, stuff like that. She'll say, oh, if I drank some beers or something, she'll say, we're supposed to wait until Thursday, and she'll say like, oh, you're gonna keep me up all night when I'm trying to take Bella to the vet. So I'm just gonna have one and then done, basically. And I'm gonna do a little of that before the beer's concluded. Yeah, the guy goes, oh, you won again? And I was like, yeah. Winning the lottery, what is it? It's just basically, well, I mean, there's like luck, and then there's, sure, and then there's also like, maybe there's luck, there's fate, and there's also like mathematical theory. So there's also like patterns in mathematics, and there's patterns in numbers. So, yeah. Not always 100% predictable. The game is very difficult to win, but as a photographic memory savant, I don't think it's beyond my capabilities to figure out patterns in numbers and exploit those patterns, or able to beat those patterns and profit. So, yeah. The brain is like the first quantum computer, and so basically, I guess all these tech companies are trying to create the human brain. Essentially, that's basically what they're trying to do. But like a fail-safe version of the human brain, a human brain that doesn't make as many errors. So that's what they're trying to do, I think. Ultimately that's the goal. They call it other things. They call it artificial intelligence. They call it quantum computing. They call it, but they're really trying to create us. They're really trying to create the complex capacity of the human intelligence, and then but with less errors that humans have. Essentially, the deal. Wow, it's still, yeah. Everybody's like, oh, it's a nice night. Let's go get some beer or whatever. Or maybe they've been working all day and they're like, oh my God, what a day. Let's go get some beer. I mean, some water, soda. It's been a long day. Let's go get some beer. Yeah. I love it when it's just like it's some foreign song and it's like That's pretty entertaining. I like it, when it's like not even in English. It's not even like a. It's not even like an English song. It's like in Spanish. It's like It could be like Pakistani. I don't know. It could be Urdu. It could be some of those Urdurian tunes. Everybody's favorite. It could be Iranian. I don't know what it is. It just went like Good one. Had to look that one up. Did y'all hear it too? It was like when that dude was pulling out, pulling out of the parking lot. Ooh, windy. I like that. There was a time that there was a king of the chicken sandwiches. And it was the classic chicken club sandwich from Wendy's in the 1980s. Oh man. It was like this plump, juicy chicken sandwich before Chick-fil-A at the classic club at Wendy's. The classic. I remember going to the Wendy's as a kid and being like, oh man, I love this fucking classic chicken club sandwich from Wendy's. It was so fucking great. And get the French fries, and then you got the chocolate frosty. Yeah. And then you know what? Me and my mother were in San Jacinto Mall. All right, San Jacinto Mall in Baytown, like Liberty County, in Liberty County, Texas. They had San Jacinto Mall, like the Battle of San Jacinto. And I love that mall, San Jacinto Mall. In the 1980s, in 1990s, the American Mall was sprawling and tons of shops and tons of options and everything. Before Big Daddy McBillions and Bezos and online retail, killed the malls basically. Killed the brick and mortar retail store for good. But back in the 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, the brick and mortar and the shopping malls were like all the rage, all the rave, and so me and my mother in the shopping mall. They'd usually have a movie theater in the shopping mall, so you could go see the latest flick, and then go shopping, and then you could also, maybe you could hang out with your friends or your relatives or your family, and then wandering around the mall, look for nice things to buy, shop, commerce, and then they had this thing in the mall. It was called the food court, and it had like a Chinese place, and they would give out free samples, and the dude would come over and like, hey sir, would you like a free sample to Zhizha Jones or whatever? And then they would have a corn dog 7. They'd have the corn dogs. They had a lot of different other kind of. They had Sabaros. That is a defunct. It's a crappy Italian, like a fast food Italian that's really sucks. But when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I thought it was fucking awesome. But Sabaros is no more either. I don't know if Corn Dog 7 is still around, but well, they had arcades in the malls. They had electronic stores. They had bookstores. They had clothing stores. They had Bed Bath and Beyond. I think that one's on life support too now. Bed Bath and Beyond, America, fucking. So, I wasn't really the target market for, Bed Bath and Beyond, but I didn't hate it. I think I might have walked into a Bed Bath and Beyond like one time, and I was like, oh, the Bed Bath and Beyond, huh? And then I walked out. Right? I was like, oh, they have soap. That's great. And then I was like, well, I'm going to the bookstore or whatever. I guess the only thing they didn't sell in the mall was booze. I guess they weren't allowed to. Well, I mean, I guess they could serve alcohol at the restaurants or if they had a bar, but they couldn't sell. There was not like a liquor store inside the mall, right? I guess they didn't want people like fucked up in the mall. They wanted to create like a family environment. They didn't want people like shit faced in the mall, causing disturbances. Because they're gonna do that already if there's a bar or restaurant in the mall. Imagine how many alcohol-related disturbances would happen in a mall. But so they kept that to a minimal, Yeah, and so we're walking around the San Jacinto Mall in Baytown, Texas. This was like, oh man, like I don't know, 1988 something, way back. Before maybe it was 1989 when Taylor Swift was born, and we smelled it. You smelled it in the air when I was a kid. You smelled the chicken sandwich. The aroma from the food court, all that chicken and the beef and the fucking spicy, all the aromas, the French fries, the corn dogs, everything, ice cream, cookies, all the shit. Like all the pasta and tomato sauce and everything. Smell all that come together in the food court. All those aromas of the American Mall experience. And yeah. Ooh. Then so I smell it, and it's like, I'm like, Mom, I'm hungry. And I smell that chick fucking fillet in the food court. It's a chick motherfucking fillet. You smell that, oh, that buttermilk pickle aroma. Yeah. Smell that Chick-fil-A. And then we got the Chick-fil-A with the waffle fries for the first time. You always remember that first time, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. So we smelled that Chick-fil-A sandwich. Got that Chick-fil-A meals. That chicken sandwich. I will never forget the first time I smelled Chick-fil-A. It was like, because before, maybe you're eating like maybe a classic club from Wendy's and Dave Thomas, and that was good, but that Chick-fil-A was like the next fucking level of chicken sandwich. It was basically like a chicken sandwich nirvana, basically. In other words. Get that lemonade, get the waffle fries. You're gonna be on cloud 9, dog. Cloud 9. Yeah. The guy from Nepal, the guy who owns the store over here, he's like, oh, you won? He's like, you won? He's like, you won? It's like, well, it's just like, okay, so let's say they don't play the number three for like, could be 2 months, could be 2 years, could be 3 years. So one night you walk in and you play number three, and that's the number of the night. So, whatever. Let's say you're playing in Las Vegas. Uh, you're playing the roulette wheel, and they haven't drawn the ball of eight. Guess what? Then one day you pick eight, and then boom, you win the jackpot. It's just, you know, it's called the law of odds. It's the law of eventuality, or people probably know that as the law. It's called Murphy's law. It means anything that can and will happen. No, I'm sorry. Anything that can happen will happen eventually. So that's more like that's almost like quantum physics, because physics has to do with entropy. So it just means that anything that will happen, anything that can happen, will happen eventually at some point or another. So even though we can't tell, uh, even though as humans we're not psychic, we can't tell the future, even with all our fancy computers. But you know, we know that systems will move from order to disorder always, from order to chaos. All right, all systems will move to that. So, chaos system. So that's pretty much like all systems in science. You know, that's entropy. Yeah. Uh, all right. So some guys like, man, I want to win the Mega Millions or something. Well, all right. Well, let's say the Mega Millions jackpot's like $1 billion. All right. And this is sometimes called the gambler's fallacy, by the way. But that's not always a fallacy. Sometimes it could be true. So a guy could look at the past numbers to Mega Millions or Powerball or whatever the latest matrix is, and he could analyze that and say, all right, well, they haven't played the number one in 4 years. Probably not that long, but maybe, okay, let's say they haven't done it in like 6 months. So now the jackpot went to $1 billion. And let's say he's like, maybe he's really crazy. Maybe he's desperate. Maybe he's whatever. He's an addict or a junkie or whatever. And maybe he's just an asshole. Who knows? Whatever the case may be. And he's just like, okay, I'll play number one. And then, so what? Well, the more money he spends, the more money he might lose if it doesn't come true. Now, if he takes a big gamble, a big risk, and it actually pays off, then it pays off. Then he's like, oh my God, I'm so glad I did this. Now I'm a multimillionaire. So that's fine. It's not guaranteed. Yeah. Drinking a broody in the really nice night. Actually, the weather is tits perfect. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, one woman did like show me her tits, and a young woman one time, and I was like, whoa, or something like that. And then she's like, what? It's just my tits. Like, why are you that excited about it? Like, Like, and I was like, well, I don't. This doesn't happen to me every day, so that's why. If it was like less rare, I guess I'd be like bored with it too. You know what I mean? But since I don't usually get young women flashing their tits in my face every day, well, then now that was a good day. That was a good night, right? So yeah, maybe when when the woman strips, I'm like, whoa, look at that's amazing. Yeah, maybe I do like I do geek out. I do perv out when I see that shit in real life. I'm like, whoa, look at that, it's titties. I do act ridiculous when that occurs. I'd say. Or maybe I should act like when the woman exposes her breasts, I should be like, yeah, yeah, I've seen a lot of these. I'm not impressed. I'm not. I'm not impressed by breasts. I'm just not. I've seen them. I've seen a lot of them. I'm just not. I might as well be a mammary doctor, a gynecologist or something, because I'm not impressed by this. I don't think there's anything magical, anything wonderful about this naked female form. No, 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 no. Not impressed. No, I'm still gonna act like I did when I was like 15 and be like, "Wow, boobies." I'm still even. It doesn't matter how old I get. I'll still act like that. So it's not like I give a fuck, but man, people are getting their motorcycle racing and their drag racing on tonight. I guess it is kind of a Fast and Furious. Are we at F12 yet? Like the keyboard? Either people are dropping barbecue, people are dropping the chicken wings down because shit smells good over here. Or or maybe it's the pizza too. Well, there's like a gyro place down the street too. I don't know if I'm really into Greek gyros. I don't even know what a gyro is. It sounds cool though. I'd like to order one. I mean, I've seen it on TV. Like a guy's like makes a gyro. Is that like some kind of Isn't that some kind of like pita? It's like some Greek fajita is basically what it is. It's with pita bread, right? Yeah. Basically it's a Greek fajita, which is cool. I'd like to try that though. So so it's like Mediterranean bread instead of flour tortillas. So, whatever. Been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? Bread with chicken on it. It's not like I've never done that before. So, it's just you can just change the bread, but the game you can change the game, but the game still stays the same. You know, right? Instead of the game changer, you can call it the changer game. I would like to go see a movie called like Changer Game, like have it like a cool name like that. I like how they call that science fiction novel or that movie Ender's Game, but that shit was a little bit too boring for me. It's kind of like Dune. Like Dune, conceptually is pretty cool, but like man, that shit is boring. Yeah, I think the reason why I'm not into Dune is that shit is fucking boring. And you know what? Ender's Game is fucking boring too. So I don't know how I feel about that. I tried to watch Ready Player One. I thought, man, was this the fucking metaverse or something? It's like, God. Now, a really exciting movie about like a virtual reality space I saw was called Lawnmower Man, based off the Stephen King short story. It had Pierce Brosnan. I think it was right before Goldeneye, and it had Jeff Fahey, which he was like this badass like beat movie actor, and a lot of other stars in it and stuff. And it was great. Yeah. I always like when people try to create like a metaverse or like a virtual verse, and then it turns into like a horror movie. I always like that better. Like there's somebody out there like Mark Zuckerberg and Meta Facebook platforms. He's trying to create this like virtual world that goes haywire and enslaves people, and it turns into like a hell that people can't escape. I'd rather it be like that, or like the Matrix, the AI enslaves human race for their energy, or like Terminator, they turn into like robots to start killing people and stuff. I think a dystopian technological future is more likely than a like a happy utopian technological future. It's not just that men and women are evil and the human race is just inherently naughty and evil, but and prone to failure and failings, but also that the technology could get out of control and get the better of society quite quickly, beyond laws and beyond decency and beyond ethics and beyond morality, very, very fast. So, Houston did outlaw sex robots. I'll give him that. Yeah, they have like robot brothels in Japan. They have android brothels. I don't want to see what goes on in there. I don't want to see a dude humping a robot. I'll tell you that. Uh, yeah. So I've never seen the inside of one, but I do not want to see that ever. I don't want to see any skin jobs in Houston, Texas. And that's just perverted. That's just evil. That's twisted. So I want to see that shit. Oh, that dude has like a moped, huh? Or is that like a? Oh, they have these bikes now that are like they're like electric bikes. Yeah, I've seen that. E-bikes. But those shit have problems. They like catch on fire. I don't know if I trust an e-bike, but I guess it looks functional. I suppose. Uh, hey, dude, it's like I saw Back to the Future at the San Jacinto Mall. Back to the Future 2. Like, where's our hoverboards? What happened to the hover technology? They just totally everybody went into AI and quantum computers, and then people forgot about hover technology. Fuck that. That's a bummer. I want to see some hover shit. What's up with the anti gravity shit? What? Just tech companies are just going to go into artificial intelligence and quantum computing. That's it. Nuclear fusion. That's it. What's going on with the hover? What's going on with the anti grav, Don? I want the anti gravity up in here. I guess as an engineering problem, creating your own anti gravity is very hard to do. Yeah. Oh, that's right. It's like very difficult. Yeah. Yeah. And these breezes, I'll tell you what, they are. What can I rhyme with breezes though? Man, I'll tell you, these breezes, they're like Jesus. Oh, there you go. I did it. Boom. Yeah, breezes, Jesus. There it is. Booyah. Sorry, there's a lot of frogs when it gets uh, humidity in the swamp of Houston, Texas. There's a lot of frog mating activities. Yeah, some people are like, "You won." It's like, well, it's just sometimes it's luck, right? Yeah. Sometimes it's luck. Sometimes it's fate.